into office. Y'all ready? Let's go. Yeah. Right about now. Pull up. And y'all already know. Whoo! Gotta wake up those paws. Gotta wake up those paws. Gotta wake up those paws. And summertime. Time to go. Time to sit back and unwind. Time to sit back and unwind. What's good, everybody? How y'all doing? It's Sunday, May 4th. That's right, y'all. 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this is our bottom line where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me pissed. What's good, everybody? How everybody doing? We made it another Purple Sunday. You're like, yo, what's up with that purple jacket? It's Purple Sunday. Y'all know what the deal is on Purple Sunday. Stop playing like if y'all not a vet to our bottom line. Y'all know what's going on right now. It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell you, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you guys so much. I swear I do. We made it through another week, y'all. It's Sunday, but you know it don't make a difference to us because what? We here every day. Don't even make a difference whether it's Monday, Sunday, happy days, Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days, Thursday, Friday, happy days. We here every day, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm so glad to be able to wake up this morning, another day God has given us to be together, get this information out, to start pumping out all of the new follow-ups, everything that I've basically I've been able to stack up for you guys so you guys can see what's in the clips. We got a lot to follow up on. We got a lot to show that's brand new. We got some good news as well. I want to see who's in the comments today for Purple Sunday, y'all. It is Purple Sunday. We made it another week, y'all. So who's here? Who we got up in here? We got Marlana Williams. Good morning from Cali, Mr. Purple Rain. Tim Nijen says purple with the diamond. We got Batty Lynn up in here with that glove. That y'all know what that glove mean? That mean that Batty Lynn is a subscriber. She's official. She's been here probably the longest since everybody. Online Poker Rush. Excuse me, where have you been? I haven't been able to say that name in a little while. How have you been online? There you go. Diddy trial tomorrow. I was thinking about going down there, actually. Okay, Mark Dorman says, best morning show. Tim Ijim, sing away. There we go, y'all. Rebecca says, good morning from Grand Rapids, Michigan. What's up, online? Yurt. Mark says, good morning, Batty Lynn. Good morning. Good morning from everybody. We made it another week, y'all. I'm just happy to be here with you guys. We got a lot to go through because today we got follow-ups, like I said. Everybody already checked in. I think we almost time to do what? See what we got lined up in these clips, right? First, let me get to the thumbnail and get to these titles, y'all. Let me see what we got here. We've got Trump says prices are down since he has come into office. Let me ask you guys, would you agree to that? Have you seen the prices go down? These are the topics that we're going to be talking about today. And I really think that that is a very important one that we need to cover because it is something that affects our pockets. And we're going to keep on moving forward. We have rogue Democrats. A rogue Democrat infuriates the colleagues with a Trump impeachment attempt push. Excuse me, let me do that one more time. We have rogue Democrat infuriated colleagues with Trump impeachment push. As you can see, we've got Shri, what's that? Thandar, it seems like an Indian name. He seems like the only one that was trying to push forward with an impeachment. His party wasn't really for it, but it seems like they don't have too much of good communication when it comes down to that particular party. Why do you say that, Bugatti? Because a few of the other members had already joined in with the petition to sign to push forward with this possible impeachment. But when they found out that the leaders were not on board, cha-ching, cha-ching, ching, let me get that back. No, thank you. So basically, they basically rescinded their votes, and basically that's not something that's going to happen. But because of that, they're kind of peed off at him for being like the lone rogue wolf trying to put this in play. Keep on moving, you guys. We got to move forward because we've got Elon Musk says that there is a relentless attempt being made at trying to assassinate his character. As you guys know, everyone tries to call him a, Nazi and Hitler and stuff like that. Don't want to even go into that too deep. I don't want to say those words because I just don't even like it coming out of my mouth. You know what I mean? So you guys know what I mean when it comes down to the bad rhetoric that they're trying to spew and that he feels that they're saying about Elon right here. He didn't really help his case when he came out and did the thing, at the meeting or whatever, at the addressing when he went to what was that, in New Hampshire. Long story short, we've got a lot to cover today. Glad that you guys are in the building. Do me a favor. You always know what I'm going to say if you've been here before. When you chime in, let me know where you're chiming in from. It helps me to actually go look for new content and new areas of possible news. Also, you and I will be able to have a great dialogue about it here in the comments because of the fact that it'll be somewhere that you're from. And without any further ado, I want to get into this Trump interview because he basically had a lot to say when it came down to our economy. Like I said, when it comes down to the topics, which is our header today, where Trump basically said prices are down since he's come into office. Let's get this going, you guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It's Purple Sunday. Let's go. We up another week. We got to go. We got work to do. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Let's do it.
Inflation, which is like a perfect number. And then when Biden took over, it went through the roof. It went to probably the worst inflation we've ever had. I mean, we had an inflation nightmare. Now, if you look at what's happening now, we're only there for 100 days, as you say. And in 100 days, we took over. We had bad inflation for 4 years, for 2 years especially 2 years of his administration. I would say record-setting like we've never seen. They say 48 years, the worst in 48 years. I say it was much worse than that. Right. So now if you look at what's happened, energy is down. Gasoline hit $1.98 in a few states during the last couple of days. It was $3.50 and $4 and $4.50. But gasoline is way down. When I took over, you remember the big thing with eggs. They hit me the first week, eggs, like it was my fault. I said, I didn't cause this problem. This problem was caused by Biden. What's the problem with eggs? And they said, they've doubled. And well, eggs are down 87% since I got involved.
A lot of that is
and
bird
by the way,
flu,
and there were plenty of eggs for Easter, which we just went through. There were plenty of eggs for Easter. They were saying you won't have enough eggs for Easter. My secretary did a fantastic job on eggs. Groceries are down. Everything's down. Interest rates are the same. Interest rates should be down.
I want to know.
But we have a Federal Reserve that wants to be stubborn. They want to be cute.
We'll get to that. You said something a couple of weeks ago that struck me. You said concerning the tariffs, which economists say are going to raise prices. You said, quote, hang tough. It won't be easy. You said that to the American people. Is that what Americans should expect, some hard times?
I've said that during my campaign. Look, we won a campaign by a lot. We won all 7 swing states. We won the popular vote by a lot. We had a tremendous campaign. I said all of these things during my campaign. I said, you're going to have a transition period. We've been ripped off by every country all over the world. They're laughing at us. They thought we were stupid people, and we were. And I said, that's not going to happen. We're not going to let that happen.
Hard times are ahead?
I don't think so. I think great times are ahead. Look, since I came in, gasoline is down, groceries are down, egg prices are down, many things are down, just about everything. You don't have the drop in fuel and energy and oil like we did. I took it from maybe $3.20, maybe more than that, down into a much lower number. When you have that kind of a drop, you're not going to have inflation.
Let's get over to China real quick because I want you guys to see what's going on with this and the reason why I'm going to explain it like this. China basically is trying to say, what is China trying to say? They're evaluating if they want to talk to the United States. And they're going to me, this is fake news. And I'm telling you straight up and down. I know it's fake news. And why are you promoting the Bugatti? Because when you guys always say, why are you playing Fox? Why are you playing MSNBC? Why are you playing this? Because sometimes when you can really call them out, it's for us to do. And that's what we're going to do right now. I don't know if you guys know it, but they've already been negotiating and talking to China. But of course, certain people in China and certain parties doesn't want people to really understand and know that. So China is basically saying that they're evaluating their talks with the United States. That's why I say it's fake news, due to the fact that they have already been talking and they've already have proof that they've been talking. So when you see clips like what's about to come up, you let it play. You let the what do we call it? The Sean Ye. That's what I call it. We let the BS and the Sean Ye hit us, because of course that's when the questions come in. All the stuff that they're throwing at us, that's the stuff that I like to question. Don't blame me for being the one that likes to question things, but that's the only way that we get down to the bottom line, our bottom line of finding out what's going on. That's why I have the show. I've been doing this all my life, and the people always say, yo, you always be on that bottom line stuff, because that's really what it's about. It's about the bottom line. And yes, we're going to swing over to ABC, and to me, you don't have to agree, but this is fake news. Let's keep on going, y'all. Let's go. We got to stack the
War
deck.
ramps up. The cost of buying a car is expected to rise, with President Trump's 25% levy on imported auto parts kicking in today. But there's hope for some relief on the way when it comes to Trump's primary target, China, now saying it's, quote, evaluating trade talks with the United States. Senior White House correspondent Selena Wang joins me right now with more. Selena, thank you for joining us. We're almost 4 weeks into the president's 90-day pause.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I can lock in a low price for 3 years, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
This is one of them that you got to let play, y'all.
Most tariffs. Lots of talk so far, but no deals announced. Where do things stand with China?
Yeah, that's
so far, but no deals announced.
So first of all, he said lots of deals going on, but no deals. Lots of talks going on, but no deals announced. We already know that they've already made a deal already on small trade items when it comes down to chips and things of that nature, right? So he's already Sean Ye-ing us right here. I'm not going to break down every single thing that he's doing, but I'm just going to let it play out, because I just happened to catch that because he started off with it right there. Let me just let it play out.
Lots of talk so far, but no deals announced. Where do things stand with China?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, the clock is ticking down for those 90 days. And when it comes to China, for the first time, we're starting to get inklings that negotiations could potentially start, with Beijing putting out this statement saying that they're evaluating the opportunity to talk to the U.S. after they say U.S. officials reached out, quote, multiple times. So they're making very clear in the statement that it's the U.S. coming to them, not the other way around. But what experts tell me is that this does signal a softening of tone from Beijing. But look, this could still be a very lengthy and difficult process, with Beijing insisting that those steep 145% tariffs on Chinese goods have to be removed.
So this is basically China doing this. And you know, I normally stack the deck, but I have to stop this right now. But this is China doing this. When the people are complaining about losing jobs, their people, their families, and everybody's coming to them complaining, they're like, hey, they've already come to us and they said that they want to do something. So we're considering it now. We're evaluating so that they can stand with that stupidity, like that they're so strong and that they don't want to negotiate. Being like that is just, it gets you nowhere. How about that? It just gets you nowhere. We can keep on trying to do it, but it's actually stupid. And from what's really going on with the theft that we're getting when it comes from them, that's why I'm so strong about tariffs, and I have no problem with what's going on right now with trade in China. If you guys don't create products, if you don't have businesses going on overseas in China, I'm sure you will not understand what I'm talking about. But they steal every single thing that's not nailed down, and I'm not even going to say allegedly. They make fake brakes. Look it up. Fake brakes made in China. Person pressed down on the damn brake, and the pad slid off with the tire. Not only that, look at all of the cheap products that we get. How many times you order something and you think it's something that it's going to be, and then it comes as a miniature or the picture of what it is. Let's just call it what it is. And be careful with those free items that they're sending you. Gold rings and things like that with the little card inside of it. Because when you open the package and they got that little thing on it to scan, once you scan it, that's the basic bottom line. Hell with the gift. They're really trying to get your information. So all of this stuff about them not talking to us and all of that, to me, it's still a boatload of bull crap. I just wanted to play it so you guys could see exactly what's going on. If I really had the time, I would also show you a lot of videos of people telling the truth about what's going on in China, number one. Number two, they've actually had photos analyzed of different people as far as like big people that, what are these government officials from China that's already been at the White House and already been negotiating. So stop with the BS. They're trading, you guys. They just want to keep on trying to hold face like they're strong and that they're the superior country or whatever. Moving right along, I want to do one more because we've got to put this situation out real quick that we talked about with this rogue Democrat. His name is Shri, I think, Thandiar. He infuriates his colleagues with an impeachment attempt against President Trump. Members originally thought that the leaders were on board, like I said, but they weren't. So I'm going to come after this clip. I'll come right to the comments. Just want you guys to see this so we have something to talk about once I do get into these comments. Let's go right here. This is basically a clip of, to tell you the truth, it's unorganization and people basically not knowing and paying attention to what's going on in their party. It happens all the time. Also, like it says, a rogue individual who's probably trying to make a statement but doesn't have the support of his party. Want you guys to see this real quick. Like I said, once I play this clip, coming right to the comments to keep it moving. Let's go, let's go, let's go. If you guys appreciate the content, go ahead and double tap that screen to get them likes up so everybody know what we're doing over here. I'd really appreciate it. Let's go, y'all. Let's get to the top of it.
Division among Democrats in Congress continues for all to see. And earlier this week, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer claimed his party is united. Is he blind?
Our caucus is united. Look at this. The Republicans on this upcoming reconciliation bill, which sets the funding for the whole government, they're fighting with each other. Compare that to the Democrats. We're totally united. We're totally united in my caucus.
One of his colleagues said, nope. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders was asked about Schumer's comment.
You need an agenda. Did you hear it? You're not united around what? Are we united around guaranteeing health care to all people? Are we united in tackling a corrupt campaign finance system? That is part of the old Democratic establishment. And they are interested in winning elections, which is very, very important. But in my view, you can't win elections unless you have something to say to the vast majority of the people in this country.
That was the Senate. It's no better on the House side. Axios is reporting Michigan Congressman Shri Thandar has Democrats fuming over his attempt to drum up support for his impeachment articles against President Trump. 4 Democrats briefly listed as co-sponsors have all withdrawn, and some said they only signed on because they thought they believed leadership was on board. A new op-ed from the Daily Caller titled, "Trump is making Democrats repeat the same fatal mistake," says in part, during Trump's first term in office and the campaign for his second, Democrats beat the same tired political drum. Trump is a fascist dictator, they said. Trump is Hitler, they said. Trump is ending American democracy. The Democratic base loved it. But normal Americans got sick of the doom-saying real fast. And
All right, y'all, there you go. So y'all can see what I was talking about. It all came together. I'm in the comments, y'all. I want to know what you guys got to say about those 3 different topics. Let's go. What y'all got for me? What we got? Get him! Silent Sound says, get him. Official Jesus Christ, I'm in the USA. What you got? Avantu, Daddy Trumpo, gonna give free condos to everybody in this Trump Tower. Yow, you crazy. Okay, what else you got over here? We got official. What else we got? We got Rob that says, American 101, where are you from? Okay, official Jesus Christ says, USA is done. A2 says, say what? Mark says the Democrats are so unorganized. Did y'all see that right there? Official says you have millions of homeless. Official says A2, wake up. Uh-oh, Official and Jesus is going at it. Y'all two going at it. Y'all do what y'all do. Rob Outdoors says, Schumer can't even cook a damn hamburger. Oh my God, what is up with y'all? Y'all really going in this morning. Film says, what up? Ultraviolet, nigga, what's up? Online Poker Rush says, wow, Film. That's not cool. Okay, what else you got? What else we got? Okay, what else we got? I'm good says, is it smart to continue putting money in the market? I don't know. That's a good question. That's a very good question. Thank you for asking that question. And I want you guys to answer. And what y'all think? Is it smart to put money into the market? Online Poker Rush says, we don't need to work with any country if it does not help us. You right about that? Official says, people in the USA are homeless. A lot of them, Official. A lot of them. Okay, praying Daddy Trumpo. We got Rob Outdoors. Okay, we're going to keep on going, you guys, because now I want you guys, y'all already know how we do it. We stack the deck, give you guys something to talk about, and then we come into the comments. But since we got a lot of people saying the same thing, I'm going to ask you one thing. Let's stay on topic. Really appreciate that. That's going to make the dialogue run even better. Really appreciate it. Also, if you like the content and you appreciate me standing here sweating bullets in this hot ass jacket, do me a favor, double tap that screen and get them likes up. Because I'm on fire. I'm telling you the truth. I'm on fire. It's like hustle and flow in this room. You can't cut the fan on because it's gonna mess with the audio. Y'all know I just gotta tell the truth. There's no reason for me to tell a lie. I'm sweating bullets. Do not zoom in. Do not take a screenshot because y'all gonna see sweat beads on my forehead. Real talk. All right, y'all. I want y'all to understand we gotta keep on moving forward because that's how we do over here. We got to keep on working. We got to earn the likes. I don't ask you guys without earning it. I got to earn it first. Do me a favor, double tap that screen. Why do you want us to double tap the screen? Because what it does is YouTube says, wait, 100 people just double tap the screen over there. Let's send more people over. So yeah, we're addicted to crowds and loving the people to be over here to get information. We don't ask too much for the money, because we got a little bit of coffee in the kitchen. But we would like to get those likes up right there to make it justify the means. That's a lot of people right there. And you guys can actually get more people to come over here. Don't believe me? Double tap the screen and get the likes to go up. And then in the comments, you're going to see somebody say, what's going on over here? That's because you double tapped the screen and everything after that just fell into place. Real talk. Let's keep on moving with this Elon Musk situation, because do you feel that they're assassinating Elon Musk's character? Do you feel that there's a propaganda campaign that's being pushed against him? He does feel that way. I want you guys to see what he has to say about it. And we go into the clip because I want you guys to check this out and see what's going on with Mr. Elon Musk, who's about to leave Doge as the head and get back to work and what he does.
You grew up in South Africa. You lived during a period of apartheid. I'm sure you've seen a lot of horrific things. So to be called a Nazi by people, to be made out to be this monster, that must be really hard for you.
Well, I mean, look, it's a relentless propaganda campaign, which obviously President Trump has experienced for a very long time, 20 years, maybe longer. And politics is a blood sport. So they're going to come up with whatever attacks they can to destroy the public perception of someone. Now, obviously, I've not harmed anyone in my life. I'm not. So it's an outrageous thing to claim that I'm a Nazi, because the issue with Nazis was not their mannerisms or their choice of dress, but the fact that they killed millions of people. That's the issue. They've also called President Trump a Nazi, and I think there was one publication that said he's worse than that President Trump is worse than Hitler, Stalin, and maybe Mao combined. And I'm like, but he also is not a violent person, and in fact has done a lot to prevent wars and stop wars. Which is the very opposite of being a Nazi, actually.
Right. Ironic how that works out.
Yes, but it is disappointing how well propaganda works.
Yeah.
If you repeat a lie, the sort of he's a Nazi lie enough times, some people actually believe it. Especially people that still believe the legacy news. So if they still think that what CNN says, with the exception of Scott Jennings, is true, then, they called me a Nazi on CNN. So if someone believes CNN, then they would say, oh, he must be, that's a Nazi. That's because they said it on TV. The person on the TV said it. But they really are trying every angle to get me. So they would for sure try, if they could press a button and kill me in reality, they would press that button immediately. But since I'm a little difficult to kill, they are doing character assassination instead.
Since he's a little difficult to kill, they're relying on character assassination. Because last year or 2 years ago, wasn't he on the Democrat side and he was cool with everybody? Cool as a fan. Yo, what's up, Elon? What's going on, dog? How you doing? Now he went over there with Trump. Oh my God, your boy got his own Secret Service that he got to pay for. You know how much he paid for security? Man, listen, I'm in the comments, y'all. Let's see what y'all got to say about this. Let's go. Oh, we got Tennington says, worse than Stalin, question mark, question mark. People obviously do not know true history. Real talk. Chris, that's a fact. You know why I'm going to say that, Tim Najim? You're right about that. Because people don't study history and they don't notice what they're saying. They just try to say the meanest thing out their mouth just to spew it. You're right about that. Too Cool says, Prince Cole, he wants his suit back. Man, listen, he better come fight me for it. But guess what? They said that little short Prince could fight. I might have a fight on my hands, for real. You know what I'm saying? You see the Dave Chappelle show, right? You guys want pancakes? Yeah, what was it? Charlie Murphy. You guys want pancakes after they beat him in basketball? And y'all know Prince is from Naptown. Yo, people in Naptown, Indianapolis, stop playing. Y'all know in the game. Don't let the purple fool you. Keep on messing with Prince like that. To throw around the word Nazi, obvious, absolutely despicable. People should be ashamed of yourselves. That's what Rob says. Marlana says, how is the Doge doing so far in the first 100 days? Okay, we reported that yesterday. Go check out yesterday's episode. Silent Sound says, Elon is something close to the Edison of our times. I believe you guys, and I think that you guys are really inspired by him because I see the numbers go up a lot once Elon is on. Alexandrova says, Elon is the stutter and disprejudice his performance. Is a stutter. Okay, Stan, he is though. What else? Name it, Mount Trump more. Okay, put Daddy Trump on Rushmore. What else we got? Big Oof says, I've never heard anyone directly. Okay, we're gonna keep on moving, you guys. Thank you for all of the follow-ups and making sure we're staying on topic. Now the only thing I'm gonna ask you to do is double tap that screen, fist bump. Boop, boop. Let's get them numbers up so we can let people know that we over here because I want you guys to see what Trump's thinking about doing. And I think this is a very smart strategy. And I also think it's using your monetary, your power, as well as your money. Anybody ever heard the saying, money, power, respect? Besides Little Kim and Big in the song, money, power, respect. Money, it's great to have money. Power is fantastic because you can utilize it to do certain things. And then respect, of course, respect from people, respect in business and things of that nature. But let's focus on the power part. The power part means that you have influence. And because of your power, you can make things happen. Case in point, United States of America. Our President Trump is thinking about utilizing the government's tools as far as cutting off other countries who support those countries who've got high tariffs against us. Kind of genius move. I would think that other people do it anyway, but I would never think like that because he's basically saying if you buy from them, you're going to get a higher tariff from us. So you're going to eat their tariff. That's crazy. Check this out. Didn't even know that, but this is another way that they're making sure that people don't go backdoor, around side, and do all types of crazy things. I think this is, just paying attention to what you put in play, which is the tariff. Check this out, you guys.
Trump tightening the screws on China, even as Beijing says, and this is the big statement for them, there would be no harm in holding some trade talks. U.S. tariffs on China
would now equal 145%. That's the starting point. And President Trump posting this last night on Truth Social, quote, all purchases of Iranian oil or petrochemical products must stop now. Any country or person who buys any amount of oil or petrochemicals from Iran will be subject to immediately secondary sanctions. They will not be allowed to do business with the United States of America in any way, shape, or form. Now, analysts say that Iran sells 90% of its oil to China. That's the whole business, folks, for them. More than 1 million barrels a day in March, and that jumped up from 80% in February because of concerns about possible U.S. sanctions. So
now they already got 145% tariff on them, China does. Now they're talking about another tariff on them because they're buying and doing trade with Iran. That's crazy. That's a power move.
With that, we bring in Presidential Envoy for Special Missions, Rick Grenell, former U.S. Ambassador to Germany. Rick, it's always good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us today. You know, we've heard this kind of slight thaw in the potential for talks with China, that they're open to at least talking. We know there have been efforts to talk and negotiate a little bit with Iran, potentially. And then this hammer. If you do business with Iran, you won't do business with the U.S. What does this move signal?
Well, first of all, it signals that President Trump understands the power of the United States government and all of the tools that we have. I love the fact that we have a president that just doesn't think about the military, but thinks about the economy and how to really utilize all of those tools. Remember, Martha, this was very popular with Democrats. We heard after the COVID meltdown that we had across the globe, that Republicans and Democrats came together and said, we can never have this supply chain problem again. Rubber gloves, masks, testing kits, all of that was made in China. And we all came together and said, we've made a mistake since we allowed the Chinese to be in the World Trade Organization, since Bill Clinton did that right at the end of his presidency. We have seen the situation with China get worse. And so there was an agreement across the political spectrum that we needed to bring the supply chain home, start manufacturing again. And what that means is confronting some of these issues. It's not just about tariffs, but it's about currency manipulation from other countries, including China. And it's about subsidies that are literally hidden. And so it's not a level playing field. And what President Trump is doing, because he's an expert on the economy, is saying, look, I'm going to pull out all these tools that we have. We're the greatest economy in the history of the world, and we are going to leverage this. It's not just about the tariffs, but the tariffs are really a tactic to get us to the place where we begin to have manufacturing back in this country. You look at clothing. All of these companies that make clothes in America, some great companies, some really cool companies like Cuts. I love this sporting company that does all sorts of casual gear for men. They're having a lot of trouble because everything is made in China. We don't do any cut and sew manufacturing.
Yeah, like when I tried to do the all over print shirt, I sent it to my manufacturer over in Brooklyn. He was like, oh, I got to send that out to China to get it done. I was trying to get big to be up here. Oh, I ain't going to tell y'all what the design is. They're going to try to knock me off. Anyway, moving forward, y'all see what's going on and how to use the power, how you use the power to make sure that they're doing what they got to do. I think it's very smart. What do you guys think about it? I'm in the comments. I want to know what you guys got to think. It ain't all about me. What you got over here? PL says garbage. Black says bull. What else we got over here? We got lies from PL. We got Max that says Zionists in America. Okay, what else we got? I need more than the haters. Come on, y'all. What else we got? Okay, what else we got? Good old cocaine Clintons. Rob says good old Clintons. What else we got over here? We got Chris that says, oh, we talking China? It's got something to do for you? Okay, Bugatti. What else? Good morning, Bugatti. Happy Sunday, OBL family. What's good, everybody? Say what's up to Casey, y'all. Casey's up in the building. Good morning, Casey. What's good, Casey? How you doing? Lord says, we watching him watching again. Yeah, you here again watching me do it too, ain't you? Natalie says, very true, Wesley B. What did Wesley say? I want to read it. Wesley says, All news is entertainment. So now you got to take that headline and research to actually get a fact. There you go. Thank you so much. That's how we do it over here at the Bottom Line. And I see why Natalie gave you the thumbs up and the alley-oop, because that's what it's all about. Question everything. Real talk. I was questioning the thing that they was putting in people's nose. I might get in trouble. Matter of fact, it's all over. I'm just going to go there. I was saying to myself, and y'all can look at me as a conspiracy theorist all y'all want. It's the reason why I made the Bottom Line. Check this out. I thought to myself, I said, what if they put the actual disease on the test? So the people that don't got it, when they put it in their nose, they get it. Call me what you want. How many people out there, maybe one person, actually think they probably did some crazy stuff like that? Because from what I heard, people was like, I ain't have it. Next thing you know, I took the test. Yeah, but that don't mean that you took the test and the test showed that you had it. Did the test give it to you? I'm talking about the sting, the jab, and I'm going to say it. COVID-19, was it on the test kits? When they stuck it up the nose, did they give it to you? That's my question. Call me crazy, but that's how I think. I think like that sometime. And guess what? The turkeys have come home to roost. As the FBI says, the owner of the drumstick and turkey spot, he ain't just sell turkey sticks, turkey drumsticks. He also serves some of that. Some of that Bob Marley stuff now, man. Some of the Breakfast of Champions now. Come now, let me show you this here. They said that the turkey man, the one that was selling them turkey legs, yeah, in Houston, yeah, he wasn't just selling turkey legs. Turkey legs, you need a turkey leg once you finish. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Check this out. It's crazy right here. I want you guys to see this.
New at 3, bombshell claims in the federal arson case against the former Turkey Leg Hut co-owner. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Andy Serrano.
And I'm Lisa Hernandez. Right now, a judge is deciding whether to keep Lynn Price in custody after prosecutors shared concerns that he threatened a witness or potential jurors. KPRC2's Bryce Newberry live in the newsroom after hours in the courtroom this morning. Bryce.
Yeah, Lisa and Andy, for the former Turkey Leg Hut owner, federal prosecutors say the turkeys have come home to roost. They say for years, Lynn Price has tried to keep his hands clean of crimes, paying off others to do the dirty work, and they want to keep him in custody. During a more than 2-hour hearing, an FBI agent testified that Price paid $1,400 to have his ex-business partner's bar, 5015, blown up nearly 5 years ago. This is surveillance video from that early morning in June of 2020 when masked men poured gasoline all over the patio before that fire that then caused an explosion and destroyed the building. An indictment unsealed last week alleges that Lynn Price orchestrated this plan. The owner of that bar allegedly told FBI agents he initially planned to bring Lynn Price into that business, but then decided not to. The owner allegedly turned down a box of cash Lynn Price brought him to be part of the ownership team. And then when Bar 5015 started selling crawfish, apparently using the Turkey Leg Hut supplier, the owner said Lynn Price called screaming and hollering and threatened to blow the place up. So in the past, Lynn Price went to federal prison on tax fraud-related charges. Once he got out on supervised release, prosecutors allege that he's been involved in other criminal activity, including paying a co-defendant in this arson case to steal vehicles and heavy machinery. The FBI agent testified under oath that same co-defendant admitted to bringing truckloads of hydro marijuana from California that would be stored at the Turkey Leg Hut and then got sold at the restaurant in custom branded packaging. Prosecutors allege Lynn Price got the proceeds and gave some of the money to that co-defendant. And while he's not charged connected to those allegations specifically, Price's attorney argues he is not a danger to the community. He's actually helped the community after natural disasters.
Mr. Lyndall Price deserves a bond for various reasons. One being that he's not a danger to the community. You heard multiple testimony as it relates to his community involvement, the things that he does for the community. But more importantly, the co-defendants that are on his indictment have all been given a bond. So we're asking for equity and asking for a bond similar to the other people on his indictment.
Even though he the one that orchestrated everything, he's not a threat when he's the one that's paying people to set people's businesses on fire. And they forgot to tell you guys about the apartment building that got damaged that was right next door. I'm in the comments. What y'all think about the Turkey Leg Hut dude that was selling that Okay, y'all, free market. What else you got? Not surprised. 10 million says he must have money to be out. Yeah, he was selling that good stuff. Zach over there dying laughing. What else we got over here? What else we got? Wesley says, I was forced to take a test since I'm a mechanic and we are strangers cars daily, but the only time I think that I had it was the December before the outbreak, but it was an unknown illness then. Yeah, I thought I had it before too, but I came right back. I basically it was like right before they called it as COVID, but I got rid of it. Interesting platform for a show. Thank you. Black says, I bet you think January 6th was a picnic. I don't know. I don't know what I think about it. I think it was a bad day for a lot of people. It's legal now, but depending on where they're at, I don't know about that, Mark, because in Houston, I don't know if it's legal down there. I don't know. And Zach said I never got a test until I was already sure sick from COVID. Never got a vax either. Not saying you're wrong, but in my case, no. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your opinion. I appreciate that. Okay, what else you guys got? We got M. Mary says, we are in for a big recession plus empty shelves. Yep, all week. That's what they've been saying. Liam says, support. I am going global. Okay, I'm going global. You are crazy, says Transmagnify. Black says, did Trump have it? What else we got here? We said, M. Mary Boyle says, manufacturing is not coming back to America. I think you're right, Mary. The reason why is because a lot of United States citizens like ourselves don't want to be in the manufacturing industry. They don't want to be in assembly lines. They don't have the patience to do anything like that. I think it's people in America actually feel as if it's not the type of work that they want to do. And if you look at overall what our country is really making the most monetary from, we have went from a manufacturing sort of a country to services. If you guys really look into it, I did the homework just to make sure I knew what I was talking about. So we do more services than we do manufacturing. We're good at marketing, we know putting stuff out there, AI is going to be great for us, hopefully, once we get solidified with the plants and things like that. But our country has went from a manufacturing to more of a service providing country. Okay, we want to move forward because we got some more information from Doge, where Elon and his crew exposed the feds. They're using prehistoric tech to retire employees. I want you guys to see what they were using in order to retire people. But now they've brought up all the technology. I want to know if you guys like what Doge has been doing, and do you think it's better to digitize what's going on with the government instead of having like those mines where you got to go down and walk and look through millions of filing cabinets? I think it's great to have everything backed up when it comes down to online. But I also don't have a problem with paper and having those receipts because you never know what's going to happen. I think they should let you keep both things going and also just back everything up online. 3 or 4 ways of backing up information is the best way to me: online, on paper, whatever sort of hard disk that you can, and any other way that you can. That's the way that I like to do it. Any physical manner as well. So let's get into this right here.
We're back, part 2. We're back, part 2. Okay. The exclusive interview with Elon Musk and the Doge boys. They took us inside the caves of bureaucracy. Watch this. We heard about a cave. We had federal workers working in a cave. That's me. Yeah.
He said that's me.
Are they still?
Joe's actually been to the cave. Do you want to tell us about your caving?
I went mining.
You're spelunking.
So I've been helping out with retirement. And a few weeks ago, I had a chance to go to the mine. And so I took a golf cart through security down into the side of a mountain and entered, daylight left, and I entered this whole space of caverns and roads. And we get to a metal door, and I open it up. And there in front of me is a sea of filing cabinets from the 1960s. And I'm walking around, it's super chilly, smells like paper. And, I realized as a mine, it's a great mine. It's secure, it's well lit, temperature controlled. And so the question we're asking is not, is this a good place to store physical media, which it is. It's amazing for that. The question is, why are we still using paper in 2025? So I brought something to show you of what's inside the mine.
And normally, the normal process for retirement can be over 6 months. So once you file your retirement papers, That's why it takes 6 months.
What is that?
So these are replica case folders that people use to retire from the government. And so these are all compiled by hand, moved around on carts through the mine. It takes many months to do that. And this one is a single retiree's paper required to leave the government.
If somebody wants to retire, they can't because it takes 6 months to compile the paper and carry the paper into a mine where it is stored. And also, all the calculations are done by hand.
Everything has
in
to be
2025.
reconciled, adjudicated. This is thicker than the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah.
And if I had to process this, I would rather do my taxes in the dark than have to go through this.
Yeah.
And so what we're doing is we're bringing this process online with modern software. And I'm excited to share that as of tonight, we have 25 retirees going through an entirely online retirement process in the government for the very first time.
It sounds so simple.
Yes, and it's great collaboration with Retirement Services inside OPM. So this has always been their dream, and we're just here to help accelerate it.
That's a pretty fat stack. Was that Kissinger's?
Oh no, the record is almost, several shopping carts.
There's a whole pallet for one retiree with 27 boxes of paper on it.
For one guy.
That's the record.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly, and it also frees up people, because we shouldn't have over 1,000 people carrying paper into a mine.
All right, y'all. So what y'all think? You think that was a good catch right there from Doge? I also think one thing that people not thinking about, I think that Doge need to investigate the PPP loan fraud people. Woo! There'd be so many more people in. Watch your head. There'd be so many more people taking that ride if they was investing PPP loan fraud. I'm in the comments, y'all. What y'all got for me over here? Well, let's go. What y'all got? Black says he is bankrupting his own company. Kendra says, okay, she got the hands up. What's good, Kendra? How you doing, Kendra? Mark, that's crazy. Saving all that for what, right, Mark? Timnagen says, hello, Kendra. Batty Lynn says, Kendra says, I concur. Shoo says, Elon Weeder, Vol Kufa, whatever that meant. Kendra says, Grand Rising from VA. What's up, Kendra? Captain Rob says, holy you see all that paper? Yo, wow, y'all saw that? That's completely ridiculous. And that's what we show over here at Our Bottom Line. And if you guys appreciate the content, because you ain't gonna get it nowhere else, double tap the screen and let everybody know that we over here, what we got going on. Thank you so much. It's 6 o'clock until this Our Bottom Line. Still got to keep on going because now we're going to swing on over to all these suspects that use the crazy distraction to steal thousands of dollars from a man in Resenda. I want you guys to see this right here. Yes, we go from here to there to here, because you guys might not stick around to see the small stories. So I got to do stuff like that to make you guys see other stuff that I want you to check out. I want you guys to see this from KTLA, from LA. Check this out, you guys.
Now to a scam that is costing unwitting Angelitos thousands of dollars.
And we went over this last month. There was a lady that said she was walking out of the supermarket. I think it was Roberts. Somebody said, you dropped your $20 bill. They walked over her, tried to give it to her. She said, I didn't drop nothing. They forced it inside of her purse. Then she left. Next thing you know, she checked her purse and her debit card was gone. Boom, 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 boom. $3,000 later, they robbed her for an ATM card, because preceding that, one of them had already seen her put her pin inside of the ATM machine. Watch out for this, you guys. This is the new hustle. Y'all remember we covered this last week. Let's go. Check this out.
It starts with a suspect telling a victim they dropped a $20 bill, and it ends with a stolen debit card. KTLA's Angelique Hockaday joins us live from Reseda with what you need to know to avoid becoming a victim. Angelique.
Well, Micah and Cher, it all starts at a business like the grocery store behind me. The suspects watch as the customers enter in their PIN number. They then follow them outside the front door of the store and say, hey, you dropped a $20 bill. And before they know it, their PIN card is gone.
$6,000 may not be a lot to a lot of people, but my family it is.
Urban Nelson says he's out $6,000 after a pair of thieves managed to get his PIN number. and debit card during a grocery store distraction scam.
There was two people behind me, a man and a woman. They were getting like really close to me.
It happened March 19th inside the Albertsons on Satakoy in Reseda. Irvin says he was putting money back into his wallet when the woman he describes as blonde with the heavy accent bumped him, causing his cash to fall.
She's down there trying to pick it up for me, and her hand's like going like that. I'm like, get away, that's my money.
After failing the first time, the thieves followed Irvin to the parking lot, saying he dropped a $20 bill.
This is your money. So I reached into my pocket, I pulled my wallet out, and then when I had my wallet right here, she put her hand over it like that, and she had something red over her head, and then she's handing me the 20. I think that's when she slipped my debit card out.
These bank receipts show that within minutes, the suspects withdrew nearly $1,000 from the ATM, and they didn't stop there.
Then they went inside the bank to a teller, withdrew $5,000, and they did not ask them for identification.
Shocked that ID was never checked, he's now fighting to get his money back after Chase initially denied its claim. In the meantime, he's sharing this warning.
If anybody comes up to you saying you lost your 20 bucks, tell them to get out of your face. Honestly, I can't believe I let this person get that close to me. I really can't.
Now, Irvin says he has seen security footage from inside of the store that proves he put his debit card back inside of his wallet. Albertsons, though, says they can't release the footage without a subpoena. So far, I have not heard back from LAPD. For now,
$6,500. Man ain't got no bread like that. Y'all be careful out there because this is the third time that I heard about this. And of course, who's not gonna say, hey, that is my 20? A lot of people would be greedy too. That's another thing right there too. A lot of people, if you know that you didn't drop something, don't say that you did, because next thing you know, you're going to be a victim or something like that. So don't get caught in what? The rabbit holes. What is the rabbit hole? That's when you're running right along and you're minding your business and everything is fine. And then you go in this little rabbit hole, right? And instead of jumping up and getting out, you decide to stay in there. What we want to do is this. You ready? This is what we want to do. Skip-beep. Yeah, right over the rabbit hole. We don't want to fall in the rabbit holes. We want to jump over them. So we try to do preventive measures here and let everybody know what the hell is on, what's going on, and what type of slick stuff that they're trying to pull on us. Now we got to keep on moving forward, because you know how they always do it in other ways. They do it with romance. They say, hey, baby, how you doing? Are you doing good over there? I want to make sure everything is good with you. What we're going to do is I'm going to cook for you tonight after you get off of work. I'm going to have the music playing real smooth and slow. I'm going to massage your feet after you get home from work. And the next thing you know, it robbed you for all your money. We got this accused romance scammer who swindled the elderly man. Y'all not going to believe this number. Out of $800,000. Check this out. So y'all be careful with the Barry White sort of talking guys that's trying to get you for your money because they real sexy when they talk. Check it out, y'all.
5, he was looking for love in all the wrong places. And now a 92-year-old man from Sun City Center is out nearly $800,000. 37-year-old Otis Swinton Jr. is under arrest, accused of posing as a potential lover, then making off with enough cash for a lifetime. Fox 13's Evan Axelbank is in the newsroom with a story. Evan.
Well, Haley, he was just a lonely guy living in an assisted living facility who was apparently desperate for love. Instead of finding that, he found a criminal. Based on this stack of charges from 2019, Otis Swinton Jr. could also be called Otis Swindler.
It was 7 years ago where he was convicted of stealing more than $1 million from more than 50 people in Sun City Center.
Deputies say he convinced mostly senior citizens they had fraud on their credit cards and that they had to mail the card in to get it taken care of.
This is someone who is committed to stealing people's money.
And now he's done it again, with deputies saying that from jail, he managed to meet a 92-year-old who was living in an assisted living facility in Sun City Center.
Damn.
He pretended to be a swooning woman while he talked to him over the internet.
This was an individual who was lonely. Our victim didn't have family or friends in the area. He was in a facility, and he was looking for connection, and unfortunately he found it in the wrong place.
The victim wound up transferring money from a retirement account and into a regular bank account.
This is no small life savings. They had a substantial amount of money. He must have worked very hard for this, and this was a criminal taking advantage of this.
The suspect had others withdraw the money using crypto, peer-to-peer transfer services, and ATMs. In all, deputies say they stole up to $800,000.
Once our scammer got out of prison, he started depleting those funds down to zero.
Swinton was finally caught in Orlando at a Publix using the victim's ATM card, just days after he got out of jail on the more than 200 fraud charges he was pinched for in 2019.
He is not committed to rehabilitating his life, and he needs to go back to prison.
Deputies say there is a good chance there are others out there who were working with Swinton to arrange this scheme.
Oh, you think so? Hey, yo, go pick up this money from such and such, blom, blom, blom. It's just so messed up that they took that elderly person's bread. I'm in the comments. What y'all think about this? That's crazy. What y'all think? We got Chris that says, fine. Well, we got Jet Team says, hi from Cleveland, Ohio. What's up? Chris says, that's sad. And even worse, he will probably be found, he'll be probably fined in prison. They don't really care about scam crimes. Nope, you're right. They're going to get right out of jail. 800,000, Tim the Gin. That's not a little bit of money right there, yo. That's something where you be like this. I don't care. I'm going to jail. Bye-bye. I'm talking about. Bye-bye. What? Knees off? Let me shut up. Kendra says, damn, yeah, Kendra. Yo, $800,000, says J.E. Yo, that smack, that's about a pound in paperwork. Yeah, that was crazy. Mark says, what a nice guy. What else we got here? Rob says, bruh, what the F? That assisted living should be investigated. Yeah, what he looked like when Dave Chappelle crackhead guy. He definitely did. Kendra says it's 222 people in here and we only got 58 likes. Let's get those likes up, you guys. It's time for me to do it. I don't normally do it, but Kendra just put the light up in the air. I know what's going to happen, Kendra. You know what's going to happen, Batty. You know what's going to happen, Rebecca, but we don't care because when they start running, because we asking for likes, we're going to let them because that's when the good videos play, right? So everybody right now, the ones that get angry at me right now for asking for likes, when we see the numbers drop down and y'all start running because y'all don't like to give likes, we're going to let y'all run. That's what we like. So go ahead, because what we do is this. We do the woosah, right? And then we play a banger and y'all don't get a chance to see it. You see this right here? That's my payback. Y'all don't got to give me no like, but you don't get to see the good video because you decided to leave because he's asking for a like. So the people that are still here, we probably lost like 40 people because of that. I don't care. Get my bags, meet me at the airport. I might be there. But the people that do appreciate the content that have been here and that understand our mission, go ahead and double tap that screen and get those likes up and let everybody know what we're doing over here. And if you appreciate me being up since 6 o'clock in the morning, bringing this to you, sweating bullets with the purple on. Purple rain, purple rain. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen to get those likes up because now we got to go to Minneapolis. Come on. Minneapolis is a very serious story. Anybody from Minneapolis up in here? Come on and step to the front of the congregation because this is very serious. We had a mass shooter that has been linked to the MOB. Yeah, the mob, the native mob. He's a member that pow multiple people in a car. Like you in the car with this person, next thing you know, bang, 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 all 5 people, and he's the only one that makes it out. This person here needs to stay in jail and be in jail. This right here, this story right here is very serious. Nothing to laugh at. Wanted you guys to see it. So here we go. Let me show you guys what's going on in Minneapolis. Step to the front, please.
My name is Josh Breslow, and I'm here to bring you all of your top stories and breaking news. And we are following some of that breaking news coming in out of Minneapolis. The information coming from our Fox 9 team out there. They say court records now indicate the alleged gunman in the Minneapolis mass shooting that happened days ago was a member of the native mob and fired while sitting in the car with the victims, shooting all 5 of them in the head. An arrest warrant unsealed earlier today indicates 34-year-old James Dwayne Ortley is facing 3 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of second-degree murder, though another victim has died since the documents were filed with the court. Prosecutors filed a request on April 30th to seal the warrant until after it was executed, citing concerns that, quote, the case involves a gang-related execution shooting of 5 people. The presumptive sentence in the case will be extremely high, and the risk to witnesses and to law enforcement, should the defendant know of this complaint, would include greatly. The U.S. Marshals North Star Fugitive Task Force and the FBI SWAT team executed a search warrant Thursday around 3:40 p.m. local time in the 1600 block of South 4th Street and took Ortley into custody. We do have this video coming in from Fox 9 that does show the scene of this shooting here. Again, it has been labeled a mass shooting. Just before midnight Tuesday, police responded to that shooting along 25th Street near Bloomington Avenue. At the scene, officers found 5 victims, 2 men, 2 women, and a teen boy inside a vehicle. All of them had been shot in the head. One of the victims told police there was a single shooter identified as Little James, Baby J, and Little J. The woman claims Little James was sitting in the rear passenger seat and shot everyone inside before leaving the scene. Again, that is according to those court documents. 3 people were pronounced dead at the scene, including a 27-year-old man, a 20-year-old woman, and a 17-year-old boy. A 28-year-old man was transported to the hospital for a serious brain injury, and authorities said he has since died from his injuries. The woman did sustain a, quote, serious gunshot wound to her face and was transported to a hospital for treatment, but her current condition is unknown. The arrest warrant does allege that Ortley and some of his family members are associated with the Native Mob, that is a criminal street gang which operates in South Minneapolis and in other areas of the state.
Yeah, let's get this out the way, y'all, because that's not the only place that something happened like that. I hate reporting stuff like this, but when it happens and it gets low views and low content, I got to show it because that's what we do here. We're going to keep on moving. We got another one. This one here was caught on camera. This is someone's ex-brother-in-law, and he did this cold blood.
Thank you. New at 10 tonight, a man caught on camera shooting and killing an ex-family member, has a long criminal history, and is in the country illegally. We are uncovering new details about his past following that shooting on Whittingham Lane over the weekend after a judge denied his bond today. KPRC2's Bryce Newberry is live at the Harris County Jail tonight. And Bryce, he's been accused of murder before.
Yeah, Keith, he has. And this Cuban national appeared to have no shame when he shot and killed his ex-brother-in-law on Sunday afternoon. He's allegedly been involved in credit card skimming schemes. And tonight, 3 law enforcement sources tell me that he was under investigation by the FBI before his arrest for murder. Wearing a gym tank and wasting no time when the door opened. Surveillance video appears to capture 36-year-old Andres Fernandez de la Paz shooting once. Screams followed. He tried to kick the door back open, then ran off to leave in his purple Maserati. The bullet hit 34-year-old Edieski Incencio Pinero in the chest, a father and husband who died at the hospital after being shot in front of his own family. His wife calls him a wonderful person. She doesn't have any bad memories of him and says he was a good father and friend. It's a difficult situation, she says. Fernandez de la Paz is her ex-brother-in-law, who, according to court records, threatened to kill the family and flee to Mexico. He allegedly shot 2 men and killed one of them in the past, but records show prosecutors dismissed that murder case in 2017, citing self-defense issues. And since 2022, a law enforcement source tells KPRC2 News Fernandez de la Paz has been leading a credit card skimming operation across Texas. Arrested in 2023, Sour Lake, Texas police confirm they caught him with skimming devices during a traffic stop after he placed one at a gas pump. Days later, sources say the FBI took over the investigation, but no federal charges got filed. Then last fall, captured in this surveillance image at a retail chain, a source says he was caught using stolen credit card information to buy high-dollar items through the store's app, landing him in the Fort Bend County Jail. He got released both times when records show Fernandez de la Paz had an ICE detainer.
ICE detainer, attempted murder, constant scamming. Let him out.
He's been in the country illegally since 2016, was ordered removed in 2019, and ICE tells KPRC2 News in a statement the Cuban government refused to accept his return at that time, preventing ICE from carrying out his removal.
I remember what I said yesterday. I said, well, give him to Tom Homan, and El Salvador will deal with him. Give him to Tom Homan, and let El Salvador worry about him, right? Oh, are we going to have some Democrat officials that feel so bad about it and say he deserves his due process, even though he's supposed to have been deported already? I just got a question. Because what about those other people that we don't know if they've been committing crimes like this, and we just got mystery people walking around in our country? They don't have no nationality here. So how are we going to be able to determine who they are? Keep on moving, y'all.
Just months after being released again, after worrying he'd act on his threats, this family is grieving. Now that he is in jail, what's your message to the justice system? Coalition, but no federal charges got filed. Then last fall, captured in this surveillance image at a retail chain. A source says he was caught using stolen credit card information to buy high-dollar items through the store's app, landing him in the Fort Bend County Jail. He got released both times when records show Fernandez de la Paz had an ICE detainer. He's been in the country illegally since 2016, was ordered removed in 2019, and ICE tells KPRC2 News in a statement the Cuban government refused to accept his return at that time, preventing ICE from carrying out his removal. Just months after being released again, after worrying he'd act on his threats, this family is grieving. Now that he is in jail, what's your message to the justice system? ¿Cuál es su mensaje al sistema de justicia?
Bueno, hasta ahora con el sistema de justicia, yo lo que pido y exijo es justicia por la muerte de mi esposo.
She's asking for justice for her husband for the maximum sentence.
I don't know if you guys noticed it, but he got shot. But one thing he definitely did, I got to give him props for, I got to give that man praise for, he made sure that he closed that door back. Because if you guys notice, he was kind of, we would have came in that house and probably did something to the rest of the family the way that he threatened he would. I'm in the comments. I want to know what you guys think about this. Yeah, we got another illegal immigrant that's running around doing whatever he feel like, because we got weak people out here as far as our governors and people that's enforcing our laws. Corey falls for Photoshop, gets angry at the reporter. What else we got? We do it all. Is this a new one? I'm getting confused because they're all muddling together. That's another one. I just showed you another one after the first one. One was the brother-in-law. That was totally different. I'm sure the whole family is illegal. Okay, Ed, I think you're right. We do it all, says a new deporter. What else you got right here? They go deport them. There we go. Deport them, like Sean Paul says. Rob says, I never open the door for anyone I do not know. F that. But they knew the guy. That's what I'm saying. We do it all, says, yes, Vegas dirt pusher. I agree, not to mention, why don't you get a ring cam? They're only $25. Yep, ring cam would have definitely saved them, and they would have saw them before they even got there. Cuba said, pow, pow, pow. Vegas says, people don't even ever just open the door. Damn, that's sad. Did y'all see that? We do it all, said Jesus. That came out garbled. Okay, on point. They will wipe him done. Okay, we got liberal judges. Yep, they probably let him out. That's why he got out in the first place. We do it all, says little guys are awesome. They're sending them nice hot location and giving him some ice. Okay, we're going to keep on moving, you guys, because there's something fishy going on. Let me ask you a question. You ever went to like Baton Rouge or Louisiana or down south where they're telling you that the shrimp are natural and they're basically not farmed? Because what's going on here? We got a dilemma. They're saying that something's fishy going on with some restaurants saying that they're lying about where they're getting their shrimp from. Instead of getting them off the Gulf, they're actually getting them frozen from farms. And that's the big issue, because if you're right next to the Gulf, why are you getting farmed in shrimp? I want you guys to see this. I'm not a shrimp eater, but for everybody that's a shrimp eater, I want you guys to see the difference in what's going on down here and the big gripes about something fishy going on with shrimp. Check this out.
America's favorite seafood, shrimp. We eat 1.3 billion pounds of them a year, but how much of that is really fresh, caught from the Gulf? We ordered shrimp dishes we were told were from the Gulf at 6 popular seafood restaurants, and what we found might surprise you. Lise Guerrero investigates. Shrimp, it's the most popular seafood in America, but experts say more than 90% of the shrimp we eat is actually farm-raised overseas. And you may not know it, by the way, some restaurants advertise their seafood. So what about the shrimp you've ordered? Where does it really come from?
We put some well-known seafood restaurants to the test and found something fishy going on.
We've got shrimp.
At Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, a nationwide chain based on the movie Forrest Gump,
Bubba Gump Shrimp's what they got.
you may think they'd catch their shrimp fresh from the Gulf, just like in the film. We went to their Times Square location in New York and ordered this delicious-looking shrimp dish.
Are those shrimp from the Gulf? I'm not 100% sure where they're from.
But after he says he checked with the chef, the waiter came back to our table.
These are definitely Gulf shrimp.
But are they really? We sent our samples for analysis to two
dum.
independent labs, and both agreed.
Definitely not Gulf shrimp.
So where are they from?
It's the most commonly farm-raised shrimp in the world. They're frequently farmed in Asia, South America, India, China.
So not the Gulf. We also tested the shrimp at Filet Gumbo Bar in New York City.
People rave that you have the best gumbo in New York City.
Absolutely.
Chef Eric McCree touts Louisiana culture and cuisine on his menu.
Are the Louisiana barbecue shrimp from the Gulf? Yes, they're from the Gulf.
But our labs say they're from the Pacific.
They told us that it was actually imported and not from the Gulf at all. Don't you think that's sort of misleading to customers?
I'm the wrong person you're asking that question.
So what's the big deal?
I'm
Does
the
it
wrong
really
person.
make any difference?
It's the best bite of seafood you could ever have.
At Parkway Bakery and Tavern, a New Orleans staple renowned for its crispy shrimp po' boys, head chef Justin Kennedy says they only ever serve local Gulf shrimp for a reason.
These people come from all over the world to try some of the best seafood that we have to offer in this city. And you're going to give them something from another country when you got the best shrimp in your backyard?
He says not only is the taste of Gulf shrimp superior, restaurants pay much more to serve their customers the real deal.
I think it's very important to buy locally and buy fresh Gulf shrimp. The industry has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. If you're using foreign and selling it as domestic, that is a mortal sin in the restaurant industry in South Louisiana.
You see how he ain't playing about what he's saying, right? Yeah, he's like, we don't play that down here in Louisiana. How dare you don't tell us you got them Gulf shrimp and you know you got them farm shrimp. I like that. You know why? Because it shows pride. It shows that he's really serious about his product, and it shows American strength. Y'all don't feel that honor behind them words. The way he's saying that, yeah, that's the way I feel about it. How you guys feel about it? I know we only talk about shrimp, but there's so much more besides just shrimp that's in that story. Hopefully you guys got that. And now it's time for some fun. Well, I would say some crazy, kooky laughter. Let me just explain something to you guys right now. There was a road rage suspect. She didn't hit the person. They didn't have a fight. They didn't pull out any weapons or anything like that. She decided to strike back in a different way. She decided to use poop. I want you guys to see this right here. Y'all can use the doodle emoji on this one, boy, because y'all going to definitely want to use it for the defecating road rage suspect. Let's get into it, you guys. Check this out. Road rage suspect defecates on a car.
The lady chased me. She chased me and I asked her not to attack me.
That is 44-year-old Christina Solometto being put into a Prospect Park police car. But you may know her by this, now viral video. Police say the Ridley Park mother is the woman seen getting out of her car and, yes, defecating on the hood of the car of another woman. She's seen getting right back into her black Nissan we saw parked outside of her home tonight.
They were both headed in the same direction. They both lived not far from one another. And the woman in the dark colored car thought the woman was following her, where she was actually just going home.
The incident happened Tuesday evening near the corner of 4th and Madison, a half a block away from a Little League field where the Delco defecator video has left some neighbors speechless.
I don't know. It's been running through my mind all day since I've heard about it.
Just another day in Delco. Solometto was booked on charges including indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, and a misdemeanor
depositing waste on the highway. As she
Depositing
was getting
waste?
arrested, Solometto says
I have a sickness.
she didn't elaborate on the sickness, but the bizarre case has now gotten international attention. Not the kind this police chief wants.
It can't happen in this community. No
Yep.
town wants this to happen in their town. I mean, the recognition a town gets over this kind of thing, it's really unwelcome. We don't want this.
And that was Chris O'Connell there.
Homeboy, like, we don't want this type of exposure. Why can't we get known for like our tacos? Why can't we be known for something different? Why we gotta be known for the lady that defecated on the car? Yes, you in the comments that's asking, yes. That's the lady that on the hood of a car. Payback. I know you bitch niggas from way back. Yo, that was crazy. Yes, that was crazy. Yes, what? No one wants to poo. Nobody want to clean that off. Yeah, what? What else we got? Wesley says, but on another note, how people in here can poop and demand she got a superpower. What else you got? A says, somewhere a crackhead is missing his suit. Uh-oh. Philip says, he should clean toilets for a year as punishment. What else you got? Depositing waste. Yo, you saw that, Brandy? Depositing waste. The mad pooper. Natalie says, that woman looks too happy. She must know this is being taped. This one over here is dying laughing. Sabucio is just dying laughing. Kendra says, back off the host or you will be blocked permanently. Okay, Kendra said if you keep on playing with the host, you will be blocked. Do it all. Is that the lady that shit on another person's car? Yes, it is. Do it all. That is her. That's her. I got something for the ladies over here too, because I always got to look out for y'all. What y'all got over here? Casey says, mortal sin, my boy. Take his shrimp seriously. We do. You heard that, right? Yeah, mortal sin, my boy. He said, that's a mortal sin, my boy. Casey, you heard what he said, right? Mortal sin, my boy. He take his shrimp seriously. We do it all. Hey, Jim, she's something else. What's that something else in anybody's guess? Yo, check this out, y'all. This for the ladies. It's also for the gentlemen, the guys that like to work out, the guys that got to get out there and do what they do. Men like us, you know what I'm saying? We do it in the boots or we do it barefoot, no matter what happened. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to announce to you the 2025 AI Crocodile Dundee. This is the new Crocodile Dundee, and he happens to be from where? I'm sorry, he's not a Crocodile Dundee. Let's just call him Alligator Dundee. He actually happens to be from Florida. This man wrestles alligators on a highway while barefoot. Check this out. I want you guys to see this story right here. Yes, I said it. Wrestling alligators on the highway while barefoot. Here we go.
Veteran jumping into action to wrestle a 6-foot alligator on a Florida highway, and he did it in bare feet. He's the blue-collar brawler. He's Mike Dragich, and he joins me now out of Jacksonville. What's up, Mike, and good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill.
We watched the video 3 times. Okay, tell us what happened. You're out there not wearing shoes. What's up with that? That's a different question. Tell me about the latest incident.
Yeah, so I'm eating dinner with my family on Sunday, and next thing you know, I get the call that there's a huge alligator that was crossing the main highway, and I had to come get the job done once again. So we got out there, and thankfully, nobody got hurt. Looking back on it, it was a crazy situation, semis and stuff flying by. So thank you to the law enforcement guys that were there to kind of hold that down so we could get that gator taken away.
Mike, that picture of that gator in the back of that pickup truck, that thing's huge. How much did that weigh?
I'd say it was probably around 300 pounds. It was 10 foot long, probably about 300, and I definitely needed help picking that thing up.
I bet. So you're a U.S. Marine, you're a professional fighter, you run a nonprofit as well. And why do they call you?
I think it's because they know that time and time again, I'm reliable, I always show up, and I always get the job done. And once again, the good Lord used a blue-collar boy and an alligator to bring the community together. And I think that's what it's all about.
Has this happened before in the median of a highway in Florida?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's probably happened a time or two, but this is definitely the first I've seen it happen like this.
I
Pretty
dig
insane.
it. Hey, Mike, listen, my colleague today There's nothing she loves more in this world than the state of Florida, where she grew up. And I know Shannon Bream has a question for how you operate. Shannon,
bring it, Shannon. Come on, bring it, Shannon.
Bravo. My question is, why are you so awesome? That's my question.
Man, you know, I want to say it's because of my wife. My wife holds down the fort so that I can go out and do my thing, man. She's the bread and butter of this whole thing, and I love her to death.
Yeah, you want to make sure we give a shout out to the vets. What's your connection
Yes,
there,
sir.
other than being a Marine?
Yeah, so, you know, my nonprofit organization, Project Savior Outdoors, fights veteran and first responder suicide. And actually, I'm now speaking across the country, sharing my story about once being shot and left for dead to being redeemed by my relationship with Jesus and understanding that there's true freedom that comes in sharing your story and giving God the glory. And I would just love the opportunity to speak to your church, your organization. And you can do that at bluecollarbrawler.com, man. It's all about him right there and helping the community.
I dig it. Gator's left at home, though, I assume, right?
That's right. That's right. You guys are always the best.
Go ahead,
Always the
Shannon.
best.
You're next. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I love we're basically having church here on Friday morning. But you know, to watch this, I think people don't understand. If you live in Florida, you have to be aware of these reptiles. They're in every body of water until you get to the salt, and once in a while they sneak in there too. But I imagine that you're going to get more calls after people see this, Mike.
Yeah, definitely. People are going to call me. They do need to reach out to the FWC SNAP hotline. That's proper protocol. I've been getting the craziest messages about coming and getting alligators, and I would love to meet you guys. I would love to come do it. I would love to take you guys, Shannon and Bill, to catch an alligator with me here in Florida, but there's protocol, so we got to follow it.
Yeah, we'll stay in the truck. Mike, 2 more questions.
He said, we'll stay in the truck. And another person right there, yo, you like how he dodged that situation because he knew that she had a little love for him. He said, oh, it's because of my wife. Yeah, we caught it. We're going to keep it going to get the rest of it. Come on.
How do you become a licensed trapper? I mean, is that a career?
Yes, it is. So there are licensed alligator trappers in the state of Florida, and to be honest, I just got lucky. I was given the position. I went in front of a board, and they picked me. They felt I was qualified. I told them I wear a lot of jean shorts and cut-off camo shirts, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos. They said, hey, man.
Qualified. Done.
Sounds good to me.
Hey, Mike, why weren't you wearing shoes?
Hey, Bill, listen, I live my life on the edge, okay? I go a lot of places barefoot, but believe it or not, it's better and safer to do this thing barefoot. It's like playing a guitar with gloves. It just doesn't work.
Okay.
So I like doing it barefoot.
Well,
Come down to Florida. I'll show you sometime.
In Florida, we do everything barefoot in Florida.
That's true.
We
Shannon,
do it all.
My suggestion for Mike is next time you should try Crocs.
Oh, I don't know. There might be some conflict there.
Hey, Mike, thanks for coming
I've done it
on.
before.
Yeah, y'all. I'm in the comments. I want to know what you guys got to say about that. That was a crazy story. I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but I thought it was pretty cool. What you guys got to say about that one right there? What up? Batty Lynn said, there's an alligator in my pants, and he needs to come get it. Look at Batty. Batty said, there's an alligator in my pants, and he needs to come get it. X-Kitty said, this is Gator Dude. Ha ha, cool. Look at the ladies, y'all. Wesley says, get him, Batty. Yeah, what? We in Florida are just different. Kendra's dying laughing over here. Said hi. Rebecca. Yeah, all of y'all. Look at Rebecca. All of y'all thinking the same thing. But Batty, that was fire. You dropped a bomb. Batty said there's an alligator in her pants and he need to come get it. There you go, Batty. She is in love. Y'all notice that? Yeah, what? It happens. Welcome to Florida. Good luck. Kendra said, that's what's up. Well, we got Tenagen says, he's definitely not lacking in the testosterone levels. Well, we got Jeffrey says, Gators crossing the streets on their way to the office in Atlantic City 5 days a week. Okay, Kendra said, Rob Outdoors says, LOL, crazy ass dude, props to him. Yeah, he get a lot of props for that. Batty, you did your thing this morning, boy. That was a bomb drop right there. I got to tell you, I'm over here tearing off of that one. You made me laugh. Woo! Y'all already know what it is. And if y'all appreciate the content, this is going to be your last chance to double tap that screen to get those likes up because y'all know that we are the #1 show between the 6 until hour and in the morning. every morning because we are our bottom line. And if you guys want to make some money, go on and click that description and check out those surveys that's in there. You can make up to $500 today. That's right. Go into the description right now. Double tap that. Go in the description. See if there's a survey that makes you make some money. We got 2 in there, up to $500 worth of surveys. Also, if you've got a business, mobile barber, if you do detailing, whatever your business is, send your postcards into bridgethisllc@gmail.com. We're going to put it up in the post section so that everybody here can see your business, and you might get some potential more business going on moving forward. Also, yes, all I've been doing all week, I've been going to the stores. I've been locking in the locations. I've been making sure to make Show Your Talent a real situation. That is our talent show that is sponsored by, that's right, sponsored by Big Drip. That's 14% alcohol in the can. It tastes like great Welch's. 14%. I'm telling you guys straight up and down, that is one of the best drinks I ever tasted in a can. You don't need to do no mixing. You don't have to do nothing. Go to your liquor store and ask them if they've got Big Drip Hard Punch. You get it nice and cold, you crack that can open, and woo, y'all gonna love the taste. But what I want you guys to do is be a part of the talent show, because I will be hosting it. There I go, right there. Y'all see me. That's the person right there that's gonna be giving you $250 once you show your talent. When you show me your talent, I wanna know what it is. I don't care if you sing, you dance, you break dance, you know how to do art, I don't care if you know how to blow the horn, whatever you do. If you're the best person in the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, or Staten Island, you're gonna make $250. Once we bring everybody together at the end of the final, that last person is gonna make $1,000. So total winnings is $1,250. Go over to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com, and go ahead and send me an email, and you've already signed up. Or you can just send an email to info@bigdrip, info@drinkbigdrip Hard Punch, and you'll be already enrolled. All we need is your name, be over the age of 20 or 21 years old. We don't care what your talent is. We don't care what denomination you are. We want to see your talent so you can make some money with us. Okay, you guys, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Bugatti NYC. I'm so glad that you guys had a chance to chill with me on this Sunday. What I also want you to do is go outside, get some air, drink some water, stop worrying about problems, because you woke up this morning and guess what? You have another chance to knock that problem out, because problems present opportunities. It's already telling you what the answer it is. The hard part is to get to that answer and make it possible to do. It's not hard. Once you know what your problem is, just got to deal with it. Face it head on and keep on moving forward. And as long as the Lord gives us another day above ground so that we can do that, we can just be happy and keep on moving forward. And with that being said, thank you guys. Whoever has not subscribed, please let this be the time that you go ahead and do that. Also, everybody that wants to become a member, we're trying to get up to 40,000 subscribers. We're that close. We got 30,000. So we got about 9,000 more to go, but it's obtainable because we got the best show on the 6 o'clock hour, our bottom line. You guys, I want y'all to have a fantastic day. Smile for no reason and forget about all the BS and keep on moving forward. It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always told you, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me this morning, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, y'all know what it is. Get 'em!